Good evening. Trees, I'm right here.
Oh, yay! She's here. We were on time. Look at that. Where JuJu at? She right here. She right here. Although she almost wasn't. If you check out the thumbnail, did you get to see it, JuJu? Like,
I loved the thumbnail.
we are on a racetrack. Like, we are racing towards Monday. We got to get through Sunday, and I'm so excited. But we even have goggles on, man. Like,
I saw that. I was like, I like how we after we're like, listen,
I know.
I put some equipment now.
And I found you some nice pink sparkly ones too. I was so proud of myself. They did have it in periwinkle, but we know that's verbal. Like didn't do it.
It is indeed.
It is indeed. So like I honored the bee, and we went pink. We went pink like Vespa pink. You know, I am going to probably redo our scooter to Vespa pink after the thumbnail before last. It did look hot. You're right. Vespa's like, they look hot in pink. They should be pink. It's definitely tolerable in pink.
I'm still going with my bone white with
you want bone white?
Green pinstriping.
All right. Well, I'll try to make it I can try that. I can try that. Like white with green pinstripes. I wanted like I use AI, so hopefully it'll do it. But I digress. But we should say hello to the chat. Hello, chat. JuJu and I getting carried away already. Hello, Grace and Craven. It's nice to see you. Purple Shill, thank you so much for being here. Trees, gosh darn it, thank you for those otters. Otter love everywhere. I always love that. Oh my gosh.
I kind of love how Shill now we're like Shill or Purple Shill.
Like, yeah, whatever. What am I gonna call you? Yo, you. Hey, you with the purple heart. Yeah, you. No, I call her Shill, but it's purple. I always see the word purple first, so I end up saying that. Thanks for the reminder, Grace. Thank you so much, because I would have forgot. But yeah. Oh, yeah. So what have you been doing?
Nothing. I mean, I stayed home alone all weekend, and it was nice.
Oh, well, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm kind of excited though, because like we're no longer two squares on chairs.
I know. I know. We rounded out those edges.
We've rounded out those edges. It doesn't rhyme, but there's a lot of innuendo there. But I gotta say, you know, if you saw the thumbnail, it was like we might be heading towards something.
I mean, frankly, I credit the scooter toot. We're not the squares anymore.
The scooter toot has moved us, so like we're still nothing, but we might be moving towards something. Like right. We're not squares on chairs anymore. We're now all rounded and kind of cool.
Yeah, we're rolling towards whatever life brings us.
Yeah, like that's good. Like we should say, like, you know, we're rolling towards whatever instead of something, because I doubt it'll ever be something.
It better never be something.
No, that's the actual opposite of when you came. Well, actually, JuJu gets credit for this. She is the one who came up with the whole idea. the whole concept. And I've
You
been
were like,
sticking to it.
we should
Yeah.
do something. And I was like, well, I don't want to do.
You said
I want to
no.
do nothing.
No, let's be honest. This is how the conversation went. I said, we should actually do something together. JuJu, we have good, great chemistry. She goes, I don't want to do something with you. And I'm like, what? Because she already had the idea, because she was going to talk to me first. And she's already confessed this later. So let me tell you how it really went. She says, I don't want, like, she played it so cool. She, like, I was like stunned. She took the words right out of me. Like, that does not happen often. She actually said, I don't want to do something with you. Nope. And then she's like, nice dramatic pause. Let's do nothing. I go, what do you mean nothing? Like, you don't ever want to stream with me again? And she's like, no, nothing. Like, that's the concept of the show. And then it just took off from there. I was like, oh, it's fucking brilliant. Like, but she really stopped my heart. Like, I actually thought she was like, I mean, I can take rejection. I just wasn't expecting it from JuJu because we got along so well. And she really played. Oh, she got me good too. I was like, you got me good. Like, and she was so happy. She was so proud of herself too.
I was proud of myself.
She did. I said, you made my heart stop. She goes, good.
It's how I roll.
But do you remember that part of it? Like, you really got me good in the beginning. That was so funny. But and then
was the stunned silence, and you don't get that often on Claire.
She was so, it was like a victory. She was doing, I know she was dancing. When I went silent, I know she was just like, she had her phone in her hand. She was just like,
but isn't it interesting how this is like hard to do? Well, like, because especially with us, like we talk a lot behind the scenes and stuff. So I want to like it's hard to not veer off into actual not deep conversation, but like true conversation.
What we do.
And then now, and we were talking last week after the show, we're like, okay, we cannot rely on like food that, I mean, use that if we're like,
you don't want to get redundant. Yeah. Like, bore people. Yeah. But it's just always something, because we have really deep, we really do have some deep conversations, but we also have
Claire,
some of the
you
most
have given me existential crisis for real.
You have given them to me too. Like, I think everybody that knows me and anybody who's listening, you can get at me later if you want, but I do not get stunned silent very often. Like, nope. And she does that regular to me. Like, she makes me think. And I think that's what's great.
That's what it is. Like, when we have conversations, a couple days later, I'll be like, damn, okay. Like, like you're driving or doing something, and I'm like, shoot, okay, Claire said that is a great observation or thought or whatever that now I have to ponder, take in, incorporate into my life. I love it. I mean, few people really give that to you, so that's what I enjoy. And like you said, like, we go from, I'm like, well, that conversation just changed my life, to like, hey, listen, here's this dumb thing. Like,
my like, she actually gets a peek at how freaking corny I can actually be. How absolutely, for all of the big subjects I like to talk about and tackle, like the real deal, and like get down, get honest about it, talk about both sides, try to be all like, what do you call that? Sophisticated conversation. I can be an actual idiot, like a total freaking cornball. And she's trying to be serious about something, and I'll just be throwing these one little zingers. Like, it's
true. I'm like, listen, this is very important to me. And you're like, well.
I'm like, is it really, JuJu? I mean, come on. It's grape or it's blueberry. I mean, yes, I know they're both like purple sometimes, but come on. That goes back to one of our bubblegum conversations from the very first show. I think that was the very first show we talked about.
I stand by. I'm still looking for that blueberry gum.
I don't blame you. I mean, you've actually sold me on it. I won't eat it, but like, if I ever found it, I know who I'm sending it to. I would buy out the store and send that stuff to you. I really would.
I keep meaning to ask the guy at the gas station if he'll order it for me.
I bet you he would.
I'm sure he would.
You know why? Because
you know what? He and I, the man who runs the gas station, also had an incredibly profound discussion one day. It was just the two of us in there.
In regards
to work. And
Oh,
I don't know how we got onto this. I don't know what I asked him. And then he's like, I'm a chemist actually. And I'm not going
wait
to
a
say what
minute.
company.
Wait a minute. A chemist is working at the gas station. Wait,
Yep.
wait.
And he
Okay, this
was
is
the
getting
final
very
person
interesting.
to approve a product that people consume. He was the one who would either say, yes, this can go to market or not. Like,
Ah.
it's safe for people to consume. He was that person.
Oh man.
Yeah. And then I don't know.
Wow.
So it ended, the two of us are like, screw these companies. Like, money
Mm.
is a spoof. That's how they get you. It was a whole thing. I mean, it was much
No.
more profound than that. But
No, I get it, especially when you're on a common ground about like something very like something everybody like, most people have in common about work or work history or whatever, or even like the desire to get work, not have work, the whole thing. And then it gets into a much bigger
yeah,
conversation than you
some
intended.
people work in kind of shitty jobs. And then we're like, well,
Mhm.
actually, here's my background. And then we it was very I just went to get a Diet Coke, and then I'm like, good God, that guy changed my life in there, I think. I mean,
Mhm.
it was, I don't know, it was cool.
Mhm. It is definitely like because I'm fascinated because he's at the convenience store at the gas station, right? So like you actually asking him to order something. I bet you nobody does that in that convenience store because it's in the gas station. Like they don't treat it like a regular store and say, "Oh, you don't have this in. Would you, could you get it in? Do you think about it? Like there's room on the shelf for some other bubble
First of all,
gum."
there's not room on the shelf. This man has everything in that store. And every part of me wants to be like, sir, can I come in here, organize this place, and tell you what to keep and not keep?
Well, now you can tell him, like, hey, you have everything in this store except blueberry bubble gum. Like you need to get it in.
Yeah, but he watches what we buy and everything. So
Mhm.
I drink the same beer. That's where I usually get my beer. And he's like, do you want me to order 30 packs for you? And he's like, I won't put them on the shelf, but I'll put them in the cooler. And then you can just go get them out of the cooler. And I was like, well, I
Yes.
don't drink that much. So,
You're like, mhm.
also, let's not encourage my drinking, please,
Yeah,
sir.
like, I appreciate the thought, but no, let's not do that to me.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
I mean, for a second, though, I was like, yeah, do that. And then I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Like,
Grace, I think it is Wonka gum. She said, wouldn't that be Wonka gum, the blueberry? I think the blueberry gum is Wonka gum. It is the only time I've ever seen blueberry and gum on the same packaging, like the words. So
no, like Bubblicious or Hubba Bubba,
they had it
the
too?
ones that come in
Yeah.
the five. They had it when I was a kid, and I only had it one time. I was in Ohio. Shout out trees! I chewed this gum in
Mhm.
your state, and I was at the store, and my dad let me get a pack of the gum,
Mhm.
and
And
he
it,
took a piece of it,
so it's more than just the gum.
but it
It's
was so good.
it's the
And
memory, it's the whole thing about the experience, about how good that gum was that your dad finally let you get the whole thing. Like, I get it, and
yeah, because my parents didn't let us get candy treats and stuff. And if you did, when you're a little kid and you're like, can I get this candy bar?
Mhm.
My mom would be like, you can get a chapstick or sugarless gum. And
Hmm.
90% of the time I chose chapstick. But
Didn't we all? This is the thing about chapstick, though. It doesn't matter how many you buy, you will never have a chapstick right there when you want it. I don't get it.
come to my house.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere in my house, but they're never like right where I am. Like I want to put it on. And
I
plus, I kind of graduated a little bit from the regular chapstick. Now I've got like a little like gloss instead, like a little because it feels better. Like
see,
uh,
I'm like a chapstick, original chapstick. Well, I mean, I like all the different flavors.
yeah, I'm
Original mint, strawberry, cherry. But if I have a date, I'm not putting on lip gloss. I'm putting on cherry chapstick.
true, true.
I gotta be
That's in
lenient.
the "I Kissed a Girl" song, and I was just playing that yesterday because someone who used to be around more often when I was panel at Hereticals had made me with a avatar from a picture what he thought I looked like, and he did me singing to me. And one of the songs in there was "I Kissed the Girl," like, and it was like the avatar's like moving all crazy. I think it's on my TikTok. Not that I do TikTok anymore, but I did like a year or so ago, 2 years ago, whatever. I actually got rid of that app. I don't even want to bring it up anymore. But "I Kissed the Girl" is like in the cherry chapstick, and that's in the lines. It's in there.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I think it's like it started to feel too heavy. Like there are certain brands of chapstick like thing, like products that are the shape of chapstick, and there's they that I do use because they're a little softer. Like Burt's Bees came out with one, and it had a lot of oil in it, and it was a little smoother for me. So I started using that instead of the traditional.
I
Well,
mean,
it's because
sometimes I'll veer off. Like chapstick used to make an orange flavor, and I'll be honest with you guys, when I was little, I ate that flavor, and
you ate it.
I did. It was
But
so good.
But that's the thing. When you put flavored things on your lips, doesn't it make you bite your lips more? It does me, and I can't because my skin's so sensitive, including the skin on my lips, and that's why I had to go with the other stuff. Because, like, if it's flavored, I will, like, even just push your lips together more, and then you taste it, like, and you just the
I
whole
don't
thing.
know. I mean, I always have one on my person, and then I have one on like every end table in my house, car. It's everywhere. But I
Mhm.
have different flavors, different places.
Oh, I see.
Like I enjoy a mint after I brush my teeth,
Oh,
or an
so
original.
the inside and the outside taste the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was at my friend's house like not too long ago, and she had a tiny, tiny like half tube of chapstick, and it was orange flavored.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Oh, where did you get this?" And then she goes, "You can have it." And you would have thought someone gave me $1,000,000. I was like, "I can have this tiny orange chapstick."
Wow. This little itty bit, like, yes, I know. Yeah,
I
I
already
get it.
used it all.
Mhm.
She goes, "It was 50 cents at Big Lots." And I'm like, "Why didn't you buy 50 of them?"
Oh, Grace uses boring Aquaphor. I don't think Aquaphor is boring. I think Aquaphor is the go-to.
Yeah, I think
Um,
that's like a really good one.
especially hint, Aquaphor before bed at night. Last thing you do, Aquaphor on the lips before you go to bed at night. When you're
Currently, the last thing I do is strawberry right before I go to bed.
okay, like Aquaphor because it has no flavoring and you won't accidentally chew your lip off in your sleep, like me. But because I can't do the flavored ones, because I do have a tendency to press on my lips a lot, pull them in, and even with my top teeth, like hit that bottom lip a little too much. Especially if I'm working on something, it's like a really bad habit I've just never been able to break.
Sometimes I do that too. I have thin lips though. I have like stereotypical white person lips.
Oh, me too. And
So like
everybody
they
says I
don't
have,
really exist.
yeah, right. So I have resting bitch face for life because my lips are thinner. Like even when I'm smiling, it looks like I'm smirking at you, like I'm Mona Lisa 24/7. Like period. Unless I'm doing the freaking Elvis at you. Because those are the only two looks with a smile. I do not smile a lot. I mean, I smile with my eyes and I laugh out loud and I have like, I'm smiling in my conversation. But physically, with the upturn that people do, that big toothy grin,
Mhm.
no, I don't. It's because like a head problem with my one tooth and you just get self-conscious and I just never did. Now
Okay,
it
that
feels
is we
awkward.
talked about excuse me, that a few weeks ago where you
Hmm.
were like, I think about it every time my picture's taken.
Hmm.
And
And then
now
I scowl, I take horrible pictures. There's not a good picture of me anywhere on the planet. I swear. I swear.
well, my eye like when I smile, my eyes squinch up and you can't see my eyes. So people are like, "No, open your eyes." I'm like, "They are open." Like but I've thought about that, how you think about your teeth every time your picture's taken, and I was
Mhm.
like, "I've never done that.
You
Never."
have good teeth and you smile a lot, and nobody ever said, "Oh wow, what's with your teeth?"
People do say that, but they ask me how they got 'em, like,
How so
hey
white, so straight, so great, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
well, and that's what I was thinking about. Because at first, when I told you that guy goes like, a stranger at the store just walked up to me and goes,
Mhm.
"How did your teeth get so straight? Is that natural or did you have work done?" And I was like, what an odd, off-putting comment. And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, people do ask me that, not on a regular basis, but often enough. Once or twice a year. Every 2 years. And is that an inappropriate question to ask a stranger?
No, we all do it. Like, I even comment on people on TV. I talk to, like, shows, like, not so much TV anymore, but YouTube or streaming, so whatever. I'm like, gosh, look at those teeth. Like, look at that. We were just watching Uncle Roger. Uncle Roger is like a comedian, does this character, and he reviews like chefs. It's kind of like
Oh yeah, I know him. He's always on him about fried rice or something. There's one where he's like,
exactly, and he's like curses and carries on, and he picks on everything. Like, this is what I've turned you on to some really wild YouTube channels based on Wrecker trying to break me, and he has. Yesterday he broke me. When I share this one with you people, I take no responsibility. Crave, you already know, if you've been in the asylum, that he seriously broke me yesterday. There's a channel out there called How to Basic. It's been around forever. I didn't know about it. JuJu, you have to be sitting in calm when you watch it. And when you get that feeling like 6 minutes in, just turn it off. Just forget it. I even showed it to you. Just throw it away. Because, like, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. But anyway, that's it. Bear tip, How to Basic. Go check it out. You'll know why this man that I watch videos with is trying to break me. You will see the evidence of it. Like, you will see once you see that. But anyway, Uncle Roger has gorgeous teeth, and he was like making a rice dish where you have to make the omelet on top, and it busts open, and the omelet is all gooey.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And he was learning how to flip like it over and everything. But he was there with a man. JuJu, your kind of person. This man was so happy. And I have to say, like, MC Wrecker said one thing to me. He goes, that's a man who's never worked a day in his life. And I'm like, at first I didn't get it, because I'm like, what are you talking about? He's hardworking. He owns all these restaurants. He goes in them early. He's like dealing with everything. He goes, no, look at him. This man exuded happiness and smiles. Everything was good. He was the epitome of loving everything he does. And that's what he meant by this man never worked a day in his life. He was doing his passion. He was living his life. He appreciated everything. It reminded me of you, that's the kind of person that you're like, that is what we should all be aspiring to, And I was like, yup. And anyway, it made me, the reason that came up is the teeth. They were both sitting there talking, and I'm like, I swear, I said right before Wrecker said that, damn, look at their teeth. God damn it, why are their teeth so perfect? Like, and they're laughing. I said, I could never laugh like that on camera with my mouth wide open. All their teeth were showing, and every single one was perfect. It was the whitest of white, the perfect shape, like every one of them was perfect. But I had, but it's so frustrating.
My teeth are well.
They don't have to be perfect. They just have to have that big, bright smile illusion. Because I've seen people who don't have perfect teeth smile, and it's breathtaking. Okay, but it comes from inside you, and I just don't have that there. Like, it gets stuck somewhere from in there to out here on my face because of my self-consciousness of it. You know what I mean? Like, it just gets hung up.
I get that. One of my friends we went to dinner the other night, and she was, I don't know what we were talking about, but she goes, "You have a great smile," and I was like, we should hear that more often, because that is a nice compliment.
Mm-hmm. I want to take this.
See, Craven, you're right. Oh, go ahead.
All right. But Jasper, this is great. Hey, birds, bees, bears, and trees. I just loved it. I just put that up there because I absolutely just loved it. And hello, Turing test. Now I'll get it right. Turing test 2. Now I'll get it right from now on. How are you? And okay, but commenting on people's teeth on TV is different from approaching somebody and talking to them about exactly, because then you're like kind of sort of making them a little, like, you could be violating boundaries or self-consciousness.
Here's what I thought about it. Because the question was, are your teeth naturally that straight, or did you have work done? And I was like, but you wouldn't walk up to someone and be like, did you have a facelift? Did you have your
Oh,
boobs done?
I'm sorry. I know people who would. Yeah, but not me. But yeah. I mean, I might like call you later and go, did you see so and so lately? I think they hit a facelift.
I mean, I would do that, right?
Yeah, yeah. But
Or
I would
you're
not. But I
I mean,
would
I
not.
did. I
But,
sent you an
yeah.
email one day. I was like, "Hey, are you seeing this person? Because go watch the stream. I think they had some work done. Like, I think they got Botox or something." But like, I don't know. It's just it felt very because they did not want to like interact with me or like talk to. They asked that question. I answered. They went, "Oh, okay," and walked away. And I was like,
Mhm.
"Was that like?" Question burning so much inside you that you're like, I've got to ask this person.
I guess they've been watching you for a while, or maybe they've seen you somewhere else before too. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't know. Sometimes I do say something like that, like, and I'm not mean to be offensive. Like it's a true question. Like I may ask somebody that, but then think of it this way: they're not trying to be rude. Maybe they've been thinking about getting work, and your
That could
smile's
be.
so
That
great
could be.
that they want to know if that could be the possible end result. Like, say you did say yes, and then they go, "Wow, it really looks great." How was it really difficult to go through it? Like, and did you get it as a kid or an adult? Like, those are legitimate questions that you have to
See,
ask somebody
that
that
would
went
be
through it.
legit. They just said, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay," and walked away. First of all, everyone,
Oh,
I
oh,
did have work done.
well, then that
This
was an
smile is not
asshole.
natural.
Did you say, "Okay, asshole, we know how we're voting on you then"? And they walked away because that would have been an "Am I the asshole" episode for sure. Like, they didn't ask any follow-up questions, and that's just
No, they just said, "Oh, okay," and walked away, and I'm like,
see,
"What?"
that's not genuine discourse and conversation then. That was weird. Yeah.
No, then I went back and talked to this dude that I've been working with, and I told him the story, and he goes, "I've been wondering that." I'm like, how many people are wondering about my teeth? Now it's like a weird. Now I'm self-conscious about my teeth, and
Oh
I
my god.
never have been.
I hope they didn't stop you from smiling because, like, damn, like that. You see,
No, it didn't. But I just think about it, and now I think I look at other people's teeth more.
Mhm.
Like I didn't before, and now I'm like,
It really shouldn't be that important, but we would be fooling ourselves if we didn't say that society has made it very important to all
well,
of us.
here's my thought. This is what I think. First of all, I had to have like 2 surgeries, and I had braces for a couple years, and
Mhm.
rubber bands and that crap.
Mhm.
So, and then a retainer for I don't know how long you wear a retainer, a year? Who remembers? Anyway, so I went through all that pain. So now I'm like, oh, I floss every day. I like take care of these because for like 3 years I was in my mouth hurt. So now I'm
Mhm.
like, we're maintaining this. And I think a lot of people had braces when they're kids
Yeah.
don't. And then their teeth shift again.
Well, that's what happened to me. I needed a surgery in my teen years. I already had my braces on, and I had to have them off for the surgery because the anesthesia was a long time. This is when I think some people know I did have a back surgery, and this was when I was a teenager. And at that time, it was a very long and invasive surgery, and I was going to be under too long. It wasn't safe. So they had me remove all my braces. And your teeth move. So it was at the stage where they were moving all over. So I have one tooth on the left side that fell back a little. So it looks like there's a gap there, but there's actually a tooth back there if you really look close. But it makes people look at the dark spot and then lean in to look and see if there's actually a tooth there. And it's
Do people do that for real?
very uncomfortable. Yeah, it's very uncomfortable for me. But like if I'm comfortable with people, like I don't hide my mouth when I laugh or anything like that. Like I don't care. But cameras and stuff like that, like, I never do the big toothy grin. And now it's awkward. Like now I try to smile for a camera and it feels weird. Like it's like you don't do it enough when it feels weird. It feels like it's fake on your face. Like it's not genuine. Like when you're trying to smile for a camera. I can't. I'm just
Yes.
so
And
awkward.
you
I'm a
actually
big
that's
dork.
it's also very noticeable.
And that's why I don't take a good picture because I'm a dork. Because I can't get over this. Like, and it's not like I haven't tried. I've really done a lot of work to try. But someday. Hmm. Well, yeah, my mom used to tell me that's okay. The world has a funny way of working out. When you go, you'll probably die with the biggest shit-eating grin on your face that anybody's ever seen.
Nice.
And I'm like, really, Mom? Really? That's where you're going with that one? But yeah, she did actually tell me that. She said, don't worry, it all works out in the end. You'll probably die with a shit-eating grin on your face, and everybody will be jealous of that grin. I said, I'm not having open castic anyway. I don't want any of that. But
No, I think that's
a whole nother thing.
gross.
I have something I wanted to tell you. There's a product that I tried that I thought about you. I'm thinking about, like, I'm obsessed with JuJu the last 2 days. I've been thinking about her a lot because I drank this drink. I drank this drink. Listen,
I drank this drink.
I drank this drink, and
I'm gonna drink it again.
There's nothing in it, so it ain't that. It's just I'm being silly. I tried a new juice blend, like, and I know sometimes you go to Trader Joe's, you have one by you. There's a brand of like real juice blends, and they're kind of meant to be refreshing or good for you or whatever. They're not really sweet, and they're made by Wonder, and this one's called Wonder Lemon. But the reason I thought of you is it's watermelon, lemon, and cayenne, and it's perfect margarita mix. But just throw the tequila in, and it's freaking perfect.
Shut up. I love margaritas.
And it's spicy when you drink it. I know you like spice a little bit, so I was wondering if you ever if you like a
No, I've
spicy
never
margarita,
had it, but now
you better get there and get some Wonder Lemon watermelon over there at Trader Joe's or at the supermarket. It's where the cold pressed juices are. It's in a little tiny glass jar. And it's freaking perfect. All you need is the tequila. I swear, it's perfect. It's just the right amount of spice and not too sweet, and just refreshing watermelon, little bit of lemon. It's the bomb. I'm drinking it straight right now tonight. Nothing in it, of course, but
you're like, I'm drinking it straight, everyone.
And not that I'm encouraging you to put anything in it, because I think you'd like it just straight.
But also, yeah, but a drink like that, like once you take it over to the alcoholic side, once I add the tequila, I can't really just drink it straight,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, technically I can, but my brain will be like, we're getting drunk right now.
Then this is perfect for you, because the bottle will only make you 3 drinks in the small glass, in the margarita glass, the margarita rock glass.
Ooh.
So you buy one.
Margarita's so bad.
So you don't buy more than one. And here's the thing. The reason I think you'll like it so much, for some reason, the aftertaste reminds me of just regular Bazooka bubblegum. Just the regular pink.
So odd.
The regular pink bubblegum. Do you remember that?
I do remember that Bazooka. Right. You had to work hard when you started chewing that gum.
Exactly. There's nothing in this juice that would resemble the bubblegum at all. But there's something about how it's hitting me after and on my lips that reminds me of Bazooka bubblegum. And
you know what's interesting is I was really with you until you're like, the aftertaste is Bazooka gum. And then I'm like, I'm taking a step back. I don't know how I feel about this anymore. I'm not as enthused. I still will try it.
I know, but see, you've been on my mind. And Couch says this has all been so wholesome up to at least 4 minutes ago. Oh my God, what did we do 4 minutes ago? When did it turn?
Couch started drinking a drink.
No, I don't know. He said this well before we started talking about the juice. So I want to know what turned it, And then he said, I mean, if someone came up to me and said, you look like you've had a vasectomy, how did it go? It would be weird, but I'd probably still answer. Wow, what a pickup line. Like a woman to say to a man, like,
I would never. I would never have the balls to say that to a man.
No, because if you said that, all the things that are like what you're saying without saying, when you walk up to somebody and say, you look like you've had a vasectomy. Like, how did it go? Like the line.
You look like you've had a vasectomy. That's a real plus in my book.
I know, I know, because you don't want to have children, right? But like you're saying, okay, I'm okay for like not getting married and having a bunch of kids. Like, let's just have an affair. Like, what are you doing later? I have brothers. I know what's going through their heads. The comeback to that line would be, want to see my scar?
Do you think? Be like,
or I'm not sure. I think it needs to be tested.
Now I'm like, we should do a line of merch for men. It just says I've had a vasectomy on a shirt. And just wear it out. See if more women hit on you. We're like, oh.
I'm telling you, aren't I awful? Like I can think of all the guys' side of the conversation easier than I can the woman. Seriously, because like, first of all, I'd never walk up to anybody and ask them.
I would never.
No.
I don't know how many dates it would take me before I'd be like, listen.
But you know what? I shouldn't say.
Are you fertile?
Are you fertile? Oh, you're out. That's in the call list. You're fertile? Oh, over here you go. Okay.
In fact, I can say I've never asked a man that.
No, I can't imagine it, but I shouldn't use the word never because now that has been said in the chat and we talked about it out loud, it's gonna come up. I'm gonna end up saying it to somebody.
I was just gonna say, I'm like, how many days until I ask a man?
It's not gonna get out of my head. It's just like, you know how something just gets in your head, like I shouldn't do that, I shouldn't do that, I shouldn't do that. Whoop!
But on the same note, a man could ask us if we had our tubes tied.
True. Oh. Hello, record.
Excuse me, were your...
I'm going to get rid of it right now. Okay, I'm going to get rid of it right now because, JuJu, I cannot afford to have that statement by rocking couch in my head. Let's see. We're going to pick a... Craven, have you had a vasectomy? Record, have you had a vasectomy? Couch, you already kind of alluded. You know, how about you, Jasper? Any other gentlemen? Look at the trees. Have you had a vasectomy?
How fertile is chat? Is what we're asking.
He actually gave us a real answer. I was just about to say you don't have to give us a real answer. I'm not trying to violate your privacy.
I'm not saying that line would work on me, but I'm not saying it wouldn't. Hey, how you doing?
Thank you,
I've had a vasectomy. If I was at a bar and a man led with that would make me laugh.
I would. It is an icebreaker. It is.
I have not.
My fertility is yet to be determined by.
Actually, your fertility is determined by your children.
No, he means post vasectomy. They do a test. You have to.
You know what my doctor told me? He said if someone tells you you're infertile, that's bullshit. The only way they can say that to a woman, the only true test of fertility is pregnancy.
True. And with the amount and everything that they do, like, your body changes. True. Like, you know, yeah. But anyway. All right. So thank you guys for being letting me get that out of my head. You didn't actually have to answer, but thank you for going with it. Because now I won't accidentally say that to somebody. Like, this is how my brain works. Yeah. Hi baby, I'm snipped. Can I buy you a drink? Exactly, Record, right? like I was just telling her, like, if somebody came up there and said, like, you know, they said, oh, you look like you've had a vasectomy, how did it go? And like, I don't know, do you want to go test it? Like, you know,
do you want to go test it,
or would you like to see my scar? Yeah, my brothers, like, I'm so warped that way. Like, I automatically have the best guys come line.
Well, yes, you do.
That's not what I meant to say.
I know, but it was good.
So it actually stopped me dead wrong word. Like, said the word pause. Yeah, I'm gonna let JuJu talk while I drink my watermelon.
Yeah, you taking time out there.
Oh, God.
Get that bazooka going.
Oh, it does. It's like bubble gum. You've got to try this. You know, if we lived closer, I would be driving to your house with this.
Nice.
I mean, I really did think of you as soon as I took a sip.
That's the best. Like, because I have friends who will do it. They'll be like, I just had something that's amazing. I left some on your porch. And I'm like, yes.
You know, my friend does that. Like, I have a very good friend who does that. Hey, I know you're busy and you didn't want to be bothered, or you're not like this. Oh, I just left you something on the porch. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I have my one friend and I do it on a very regular basis. We're like, I just dropped cookies off on her porch not too long ago.
Mm-hmm. I used to love to do that with neighbors. Like, Freudian slip, just a little bit. I don't know if it was Freudian or just like because where the conversation was, it just like fell out of my mouth. Like, I have to take responsibility. Like, There were so many really bad lines in my head. Honestly, totally detest. I have to admit, it really there was too much in my head at the time. Hey, Cass.
Hey, Miss C. Hey, Rocket Couch. Kit Kats. Canadian Kit Kats. I've heard they're different from American Kit Kats, and ours are garbage.
Are they?
That's
Well,
what I've heard.
Well, when you find out, let me know.
I'm like, I got a little black market going with a
I will
Canadian person.
I will tell you, I did find out that white chocolate from New Zealand was the best white chocolate on the planet. I did find that out. And I've had some white chocolate here, really good chocolateurs, chocolatiers, But nope, even outbeat the Swiss. They got a lot of dairy in New Zealand.
American
Nope,
chocolate is not good.
it's over sweet. Americans' tastes are we like things really sweet.
Yeah, and you have to go to like a Hershey's bar. No, thank you.
Yeah.
The only time I'm interested in that is if it's a s'mores.
Mm-hmm. Mrs. C is right. Japanese Kit Kats are delicious, and I think you can get them at Trader Joe's because they have the mochi. Yeah, because they do the mochi ice cream. They know the Japanese sweets are less sweet, and they bring a lot of them in. There's a lot of Japanese candy in the one by me anyway. You might be able to find the Kit Kats there, the Japanese ones.
I've heard Canadian peanut butter is better too, but I forget which brand.
I don't know, but I told you my peanut butter is, what did you say, bougie? I have bougie. I have bougie peanut butter, which is really peanut butter. I just eat real peanut butter. Like there's a machine, it's got the peanuts in it, and I push the button, it grinds it, and it's in my container, and I go away with it. It's got nothing added at all. It's very thick and gloppy. Like it's not like
do you store it upside down?
No, because it doesn't separate because it's that thick. If you just grind the peanuts, it doesn't separate as much.
Do you store it in the fridge?
No, you don't have to. I do not.
I do keep it in tiny jars of it.
I do just only get like not even a quarter of a pound of it at a time because I don't need a lot of it. I store it in an airtight container at room temperature. But it's not bougie. Bougie would be if I spent $12 for organic peanut butter in a little tiny jar that separates, that I have to stir for 20 hours to get back together. That would be bougie.
I spend $7 for cinnamon almond butter though, and that's a real ripoff, but it's so delicious.
I actually spent some money on this peanut butter that actually I was talking to somebody. It was in a foreign country, but it is available here. It had seeds and nuts in it, like pepitas and pumpkin seeds and all of that, and some dried fruits. It was delicious. I'll have to tell you the name of it. It also came in chocolate peanut butter, and it just was so good on a plain piece of bread, Hey, dog, don't be sorry. We're just glad you're here. Start over? No, I can't. No, I can't start over. Too much has happened.
Oh my gosh.
If you go back
Rocket Couch, that's a great thought. Had a thought. What if Canadian Oreos also taste better?
I don't want to be the one who has to find that out. Like, no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Do you think they're different?
It's for your channel, not mine. You're the Oreo expert. I mean, if you beg for a little while, I might come help you with it. But no, I ain't eating. No more American Oreos for me. I might try Canadian one if you ask me nice.
Ooh, Grace Case tried 2 Canadian flavors.
Oh yeah, which ones? Oh, and she said, and she put the "they don't" in front of it. Oh, I'm taking it up as evidence. Good, you just saved us a lot of time because I'm out, JuJu. I don't care, dude. Right. Don't call me. Don't beg. I'm not coming. Oh, I will be in the chat though, trying to keep you on topic. We know how those Oreo streams go.
Sure. I'm willing to try the Kit Kats. She goes, I haven't tried a Kit Kat from the US, but I'm willing to test both of them. Send me a few US Kit Kats, please, and thank you.
Oh, okay. They are very sweet. Just don't hate us when you get it. I do not stand behind American chocolate. I just don't.
I mean, I like a Kit Kat. I don't buy them. I'm not, I'm not like, hey, you know what I want? Kit Kats. Like if I get chocolate, I want good chocolate.
I know, I do. I used to like really love like the Godiva dark. Like I do like dark chocolate more because some some American chocolate now comes in the dark. Like you can get a Snickers dark, you can get Milky Way's dark now,
Yeah, but that's
and
even
but they're still too sweet. Like, but although I
yeah.
am when it's a go to and you're hungry and I'm someplace and I got to rush and I can't eat, I will grab a Snickers. I'm sorry, these Snickers are
I was
good.
gonna say if I like walk into somewhere like my
Mhm.
friend's house always has a big bowl of candy. Hell yeah, I eat that stuff. I'm like,
Right,
and
exactly.
then
Yeah.
I'll like bitch. I'll be like, I don't like these Reese's peanut butter cups. Then I eat them. I mean,
Exactly. Here's the big difference. We have Hershey's, they have Cadbury's. Now, Cadbury's is also very sweet, except for like some that you can only get over in Europe, like the flakes. Like there's very sweet too, but they're not
what
as
about
sweet.
See's chocolate? Now that's is that
That is very
American?
good.
And that's freaking
See,
delicious.
See's chocolate. Hold on.
I
I'm
don't know
going.
where it's headquartered, but I
I
always
don't
think California.
no, but See's chocolate is in New York. Like, so that's why I'm trying to see where the company comes from. Nope, it is 1921, made in America from it's in from New York.
Well, it's delicious.
Because C's brittle and toffees are freaking phenomenal, and they put their chocolate on it and then they cover it with like nut dust, and I love it. Yes.
Yeah, California is where it's based. That's what I thought, Grace. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and they got a big store in New York. Mm-hmm. It is delicious but expensive. But then again, so is Godiva or Swiss chocolate. But if you can get it, like try it. It's delicious.
I like a dark chocolate truffle myself.
Yeah.
That's where you're really gonna lure me in.
I think we've talked about that before. That's one of my favorite things, a dark chocolate truffle in a glass of wine. Like that's dessert.
Yes.
And I put that truffle in my mouth and I drink some wine and I let it melt together. It's
Yes.
it is like the best. It just really kind of decadent. And I don't find that bougie at all. Like,
That's not I do it, so it's not bougie.
it's just see, there's the difference, everyone. If I do it, it's bougie. If JuJu does it, it's down to earth and what everybody does.
That's right. The average American would do it if I do it.
I will let you say that because I am not the average American. Everybody knows it. And I'm not hiding it. I don't know why they have an issue with that, but some people do. But too bad. I'm just not the average American.
I would say I'm very much the average American.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, not sorry.
Same.
I'm not apologizing for it. I am the way I am, and I'm at least genuine about it. And I don't I don't care what they say.
I'm like the quintessential Midwestern broad, where you're like, "Yep."
Oh, hold on one sec. Oh gosh, where is this? Where is this? Oh, hold on one sec. Is that Aaron? Is that really you? I take an icy at this point. Aaron, I'm so glad to hear from you. I know it's been rough where you are after the hurricane. So, like, really good to see you. I hope everybody's okay. Kind of really cool. I guess you got your internet up. This is good. It's progress, right? Mm. Yeah, Mrs. Cassandra, I'm Jamaican now. Really? Okay. JuJu, I'm Jamaican. Oh no. What? Oh gosh. Does that mean? Oh, I don't even make a good jerk chicken. I don't think I'm very good Jamaican.
You don't?
Nope. And I've tried goat. It was okay, but I ain't gonna cook it a lot. But Jamaican hot pies, they're good. You know, it's like a hand pie, but it's full of like really spicy beef.
Yeah. No,
Those
I
things are
love
excellent.
Jamaica and Jamaican food. Although last time I was there, it did not go well for my stomach. And I was like, oh.
Oh, wait, they're going crazy. Wait a minute. Claire's always been Jamaican Irish. That's a good one. I never thought about that. I don't hear any Jamaican in my accent, like, but that's pretty good. I mean, at least I'm.
Do you like rum in your coffee?
I do like dark
That's
rum.
very Jamaican Irish.
I like spicy rum and I like dark rum. I actually do. What? Oh, maybe I'm Australian, Mrs. C. No. No, nope. I love no, no. See, Rocket Couch knows. Rocket Couch, you just say it, and they all believe it. Thank you. I can't
I
wait.
like rum in my rum. I like rum in my tum.
Rum is nice. Rum is nice. And
Rum is not my favorite, actually, but I'll
do you
drink it.
ever use the flavored ones, like for summer drinks, like pineapple rum or coconut rum?
No. I mean, stuff like that, I use what people leave at my house. I'm like, what do we have? And it's all bottles that people left here.
Mm-hmm. Aren't I in someone's basement in Australia? No. Nope. I'm on Australian time, sort of. I'm in that hemisphere most of the time, but I'm not in Australia. Aha. Let the tongues wag. But I guess nobody brings you the ingredients for a Bahama Mama then. Does that take like
Not really. I'm trying. I have all my liquor hidden because my brother's an alcoholic, and he
Yeah, I
hasn't
know.
drunk in a long time. But
Yeah. I used to when we had parties or like when we entertained a lot, I always had things available for guests. Like not that I drank like most of the stuff that was in the there. But I've been quite different the last 5 years, I have to say. Even
most of the time,
before.
if I buy alcohol, I'm buying it because we're making like Moscow meals that night, and then we just drink it all.
Mm-hmm.
But in the summer, like people come over and they'll bring bottles and then just leave them here.
Oh yeah, because that's like, what do you do? Take it back? Like no, like,
Yeah, well, and they're like, I'll probably come back over and drink it later. I'm like, yeah.
That brings a good question up too, because like when you go to someone's house, like I was taught you bring something if you get an invite, like a small. It doesn't have to be big, okay? It does not have to be anything huge, But like you bring a bottle, or you bring like sometimes I'll bring a little nosegay, like something simple, like even for their like a hostess gift, like a fancy soap, anything, okay? But when you bring a bottle, and this used to annoy me because some of my family would get so mad when they brought bottles and I didn't open the bottle.
Yeah, you're supposed to open it and serve it right then.
But we're having a party with 40 people there, and I
And you
already
bring a bottle of wine.
and you bring
I'm
it.
like,
This is the problem. You bring, so several of them come and they know I like red wine, so they bring red wine. But I've already got a good red wine that goes with everything that's on the table, and I have enough of it for everyone. So I purposely don't open those bottles like when they come, unless the person's going to be so persnickety and come up to me and not want the red wine that's being served at the party and want their bottle of wine. And then I ask you, are you really bringing it for the hostess? If you really want me to open it just to serve it to you for the rest of the night?
well,
Like, come on.
here's my Midwestern mentality. First of all, if we're close friends, like
Mm-hmm.
chill out friends, then I'm not bringing squat to your house unless you are like, hey, on your way over, grab some sour cream. And I'll be like, okay. But I will always bring my own alcohol to whoever's house. I just think that's in general. If I'm drinking, I bring when I'm drinking.
Exactly. You could, but like when it's wine, like if it's a small party, I can understand that. Like there's 6 of us for dinner. I get that. And if you're my friend, I can guarantee when you get there, the wine that you like is already there. Like you don't even have to bring it because I've already got it in. It's in the refrigerator, whatever.
Okay,
Like I
first
have
of all, I'm not buying my friend's alcohol at all. Like,
it.
bring your own.
Nice.
But I mean, well, unless I'm doing like I did throw an actual party, but I don't consider it a party. Like it's just hanging out with my friends, you know. But if I did like have a dinner party for my friend's birthday, and then I bought alcohol for everyone to drink.
Right. But that's the thing, because it was like around the holidays, it got really, really confusing. Like it was just one relative that actually one relative and then one relative's plus one.
I always ask if someone brings like a bottle of wine in my house. I'm like, "Do you want me to open this?"
Yeah, I said, do you want me to open this? I have red wine, but I'll open this if this is what you prefer. I have said that now because of the situation with the other two.
I
Did it
mean,
cost?
99% of the time, I'm drinking cheap ass beer because that's what I prefer. I'm like, I just want my natty light.
Yeah.
But
Well,
also, like, in my friends and I, like, I don't clean my house for my friends and stuff. I'm like, just come over. You can see how I live.
mm-hmm.
But if, like, other people are invited, then I'll be like, all right. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
guess I mean, my house is pretty clean anyway. But
Yeah.
if I'm going to have people over, I'm not going to mop. I'll mop after you leave
Mm-hmm.
because you're just going to trash my place.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time we're out on the patio anyway, so bring
Right.
what you want.
Right. Kyle says when at his wedding they did set aside a bottle for his opa, which is his grandma. Right. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Oma and Opa, like they, yeah, and they, and I understand that. Like if it's that kind of a thing, and you know the person really well, and you know somebody only drinks a certain thing, I know that I have it there in the house already. They don't even have to bring it. And this is the thing. Like I didn't ask anybody to bring wine. Like they would just like that would be. It's easy if you're going to somebody's house to stop at the liquor store and buy a bottle of wine to bring. And so it is a go-to that a lot of people will do. I actually asked them because it's usually around the holidays and it's usually a big party, like 40 people with all the relatives. Yep. Opa is grandpa. Sorry, I had it backwards. Oma, I had the P and the M backwards. Sorry there, catch. Opa is the grandpa and Oma is the grandma. But
See, in most of ours, like, see what Craven said. My siblings do this shit. Hey, I'm having whatever at my house. What are you bringing? Bringing something to an event I'm invited to should not be a prerequisite. I agree. But if it's Saturday and we're just like, we're grilling, we're like, hey, let's grill. Then usually I'm like, what do you need me to bring?
It depends on the kind of function. I get together, have get-togethers with friends, and we'll all just agree we want to get together, so everybody will not make it burdensome on the host. Everybody try to bring something, make it easier. You know.
Well, I also have the house where people hang out
Mm-hmm.
usually, and like in the summer, if we're hanging out all day here and eating multiple meals, then sometimes I assign stuff to people.
Mm-hmm. And you know
But
what?
everyone,
I
but
can
you know, like
appreciate that because you're like me. You really would prefer to plan it all and have it all taken care of and do it all yourself. But I had to learn to let them let them, if they offered help, bring something, do whatever. Like, even if it didn't go with my theme and all of that, I had to put it all aside. And it just made my friends feel better. You know what I mean? Like I had to let that go because I was
well, and I don't know, my friends and like we're just because inevitably, you know, someone's like, hey, come over, we're grilling. And then they'll be like, shoot, we forgot whatever. Or we thought we had mustard and we don't. Can you stop and
right.
get some?
Oh, I have people that are like coming to the house call me going, I have to stop at the store to pick up something anyway. Did you need any? Are you out of anything? You need anything? And like I'll say, oh, I could use some extra napkins, like especially if it's a big party. Like family does they just like in friends, they just call each other and they offer. And there's nothing like wrong. Like I don't make it burdensome. And about the gifts, like everybody bringing them, like bringing a hostess gift, that's just how I was raised. But I do not expect them to do that. It's just I have a hard time not doing it. You know what I mean? Like I have a hard time not.
I think it depends on the get together. Like, I mean, with my everyday friends, like, first of all, if you invite me to your house, I'm like, hang on, let me put on my pajama pants, like a hoodie. I'll be right over.
Mm-hmm.
So then, no, I'm not bringing anything. Plus, everything at your house is like mine. Just like at my house, everything is yours.
Right, exactly. And if I know you, like you're gonna find things that you like there, and you do because I do like to have things like for my friends and all like that. But I like to do that. Dog says we should try rosé wine because you could drink that chilled or room, and I do. I like a red, like especially in the winter, but when it gets a little bit warmer, like spring and summer, always rosé. And I have a couple of favorites that I actually like. Absolutely love a rosé too. Oh, very funny, Mark. Yeah, and welcome. Can you turn on the closed captioning because I can't understand this new Jamaican accent? Well, I'm traveling. What can I tell you? Like I'm letting my
Irie.
Irie. Oh my god. Now I've got Sean Paul in my head, even though he's not Jamaican. Okay. You know that shake that thing, oh, mama, shake.
Yeah.
That, okay, like, thank you, Maki. Just like, how am I gonna get rid of that? Yeah. Anyway. Oh, boy. Well, we did talk about food a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah, but now we're talking about hosting. Like,
It's different, and everybody does it differently. These are see how these conversation goes. Like,
well, my main one is alcohol. I just always bring my own alcohol. But
yeah, I think it's different. It depends on how you were raised, the kind of parties you throw yourself. Everybody, and that's why I say, like, don't judge. Like, although,
but I also don't call it a party. I mean, it's just hanging out with my friends. We're like,
oh
what are
yeah,
you
so
doing?
they like different, like the holiday party, the big 40+ party that I do, like that is actually a party, and it takes a lot of planning and preparation, like so I guess that's why it bothered me more, because like,
Well, and my friends and I actually, we have a joke because we'll be like, hey, it's JuJu's birthday. And then, so we'll like have a cake or whatever. Like we do this thing, we call it Twinkie cakes, where we would like make a cake, but it's something else. Like one time we made a cake, but it was a burger. So we took like we had a brownie was the burger
you mean like when I
patty.
make you mean like when I make the Christmas tree centerpiece at the holidays and it's all broccoli and vegetables? It's a crudite? Like
Yeah,
that?
like we do,
Yeah.
but we like pick something that like represents that person. And the
Oh,
whole thing was the first one we ever made was we made a cake in a loaf pan and then put like icing inside it, like it was a Twinkie. And I don't remember
okay.
why we even started it. It was some like dumb conversation we had. Anyway,
That's kind
but
of
we're
cool.
like, how can we tell it's a party when it's the same effing people that hang out every weekend? And then we're like, because we have hats. Like we have birthday hats.
Or you put the fancy penguins on the cheese platter. Like that's how I tell them it's a really special party. Have you ever made the penguins with the black olives and a little piece of carrot and like some cream cheese to hold it together?
No.
Okay, my one niece loves penguins. In one year, I have like these. You know how you can get the cake tier that's like glass, right? You get pedestals.
Yeah.
Well, they have a 3-tier pedestal, like different sizes, larger, medium, and small. And like that's what I would use for like crudite cheeses and fruit because it was easy to refill. And you decorate it a little bit. And I made these penguins and put it all over it, like they were standing on top of the brie and like all
Yeah,
over.
that's super cute.
I'll have to send it to you. They were really,
I'm
really
like,
cute.
and that is something I would do. And then people would be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you weirdo. We come
So
over
like,
here 4 times a week.
yeah.
And I'm like,
So
but
this is
today it's special. We
it.
have
So
penguins.
exactly. So I serve crudite just like everybody else a lot when people come over, like salsa and chips or vegetables and some kind of dip or fruit and cheese. Okay, I have a platter. Okay, out a lot, but they always know it's a really like they have to behave. It's a good party if I bring out the penguins. Like
For me,
and I
it's the
decorate
bread
it. Yeah,
basket. They'll be like,
yeah.
oh, she got a bread basket out.
If I made the penguins, they know they got to behave themselves and act right.
Or if I have the Parmesan not in the Chinese food container I normally keep it
Oh, you
in.
put it in a bowl? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, good. I
That
grated
is
this
a good
in the
sign.
kitchen and just put the bowl of grated cheese versus like,
Yeah.
here's the thing I stored in and the grater. Have
Like
at it.
you have the sandwich platter out, but if the mustard is just in the container on the table and the mayonnaise instead of in little bowls, like you
Yeah,
gotta
I
act
have a little wood
like
boat with 3 things in it, and that's where I put my. If that's out, buckle up. We're at a fancy party.
So now everybody that comes to my house is now going to be wondering, am I actually dirty dish worthy? Is she actually going to put the condiments in a dish for me? Or do I get the damn
If I
plastic
just
bottle?
throw the jar of mustard at you,
I,
you're
like
fine.
I see how I rate. Like she didn't even make me a penguin, damn it. Like I just set myself up to get creamed like later, like so bad by people. But anyway, yeah, just terrible. Ugh. Yes, we do, dog. Actually, do we have rosé wine in America? Well, yes, we have rosé wine in America, but I drink French. Sorry, not sorry. My favorite one is actually French. Sorry. I don't know. Shrimp and What? Okay, wait a minute. Where's this?
Biscay versus Bis.
Biscuit? Oh, that sounds good though.
But I mean, maybe it's just the people sometimes if it's like a graduation party or what else would there be? What is another big party people have? Like an engagement party. Then like we provide alcohol, but in general, you bring your own alcohol around here.
True. And it depends. It depends on, how you interact with your family, the parties you've had in the past. It depends on the crowd you're with and what you're doing, But
Well, and I always put mine in a blue book bag, and everyone goes, if JuJu has that blue backpack on, she's got beer. I'm like, you're right. I do.
yeah. I would say it only annoys me on one relative who does it all the time, and then that plus one, because when they came, it was a very good bottle of wine that they brought. They stopped at a wine shop, not a liquor store. And they brought a very nice, I recognized the label. It was one that I really liked. So I figured they talked to my family member because they knew I really liked it. So when they insisted, I opened it. And then here's the rest of the story. They drank the whole bottle. I didn't even.
Of course.
Okay. Of course. Okay. And I'm just looking at them like, I could never do that if I and then it was the first time I met them. So here you are, you're trying to make a good impression, like give me something that I like, and then drank the whole damn thing. Okay.
Okay, but
yeah.
what if the wine is in like a bag or like a decorative?
Well, that's my trick. If they come when it's decorative, I go and I put it under the tree because these will always be on the holiday, and then they can't say shit about me not opening it because I considered it a gift and put it on the tree. Are they going to tell me it's not? Nope. You see, that's how I get out of that now. But this woman, she probably wouldn't have let me got out of that. She would have went and grabbed it out from under the tree and brought it into the kitchen and asked me where the freaking.
See, wouldn't you just be like, do you have a wine opener? I bought this bottle of wine for myself. And I would not be offended by that. I'd be like, awesome, here you go. But I'm also
the person, I give her credit.
99% of the time, the first time you come to my house, I'll be like, this is where the glasses are. This is where the plates are. Like, get the crap yourself. I'm not going to ask you every 20 minutes if you want a drink or need something,
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. Like, I would have had a lot more like, I give her respect. Bring your wine that you want to drink. That's fine. Well, she acted like it was a gift for me, and they insist that I open it so she could drink it.
Basically, then they're just like, "Will you open this wine for me?"
No, basically, just like, oh, is the wine in the kitchen? Don't stop what you're doing. I'll go serve myself. It's in the kitchen, right? Like, she just made it very obvious that she was drinking that wine. And it wasn't like, there's better ways to do it. Like, she could have used a little education that way. Like, pour 2 glasses and bring me one. Okay. But no, none of that.
Or bring 2 bottles. Be like, I brought one for us to drink tonight and one for you to have later.
Yeah. But it's like, I want credit for giving you the gift, but I'm drinking the gift. It was like, it's really for me. It's not for you. And then doesn't want to get called out for it. I would have just granted, like, she had breast balls. And I really admire breast balls. I do.
Okay, wait. You'll love this. So when I bought my house, the last place I lived had the smallest kitchen in the history of mankind. Like, tiny. I didn't have, like, anything for a kitchen because the kitchen, like, it even had this small, like, stove, like, half-size stove.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So when I bought this house, I had, like, nothing. And we used to have Sunday, like, I'll call it brunch, but it was like breakfast, whatever, at my house every weekend. So I didn't have a coffee maker. I didn't have a waffle maker. I didn't have a cutting board. So everyone who came over every week would be like, all right. And they'd bring all of the appliances. And certain ones would get left behind. Like, we don't use this griddle. So we'll just leave it here. Yeah. But I was like, we're like, what are we having for breakfast? I'm like, whatever appliances you guys bring. Like, figure it out.
You can say that to friends. Hey, Mousy, don't worry about it. If we weren't having alcohol and you brought alcohol, I have no problem like that. But the problem with this, and I think it was before you came in, was that all the alcohol was there already. Like, and there was wine flowing everywhere. There was 2 kinds of red, because some people like dry, some people like sweet. So there was like, I know my wines. Like there was quite the selection for everybody, and it was like 40 people. So that was kind of weird. Plus, needless to say, the person who brought the plus one had more of an issue about this than I did because they were raised in the same family, and nan and mom and everybody was like that age is they, right? They never came to another family function. I don't know how long they still dated, but yeah, he never brought her back to another family function.
Because of the wine?
I don't know, but he did have a conversation with me afterwards. Like, what do you think? I'm like, well, she seem all right. Like she knows what she likes. So she knows what she wants. Like I can admire an independent person. I didn't have anything negative to say about it. He was the one going off about the wine. I'm telling you guys more about the wine and how it bothered me than I ever said to him, because I wouldn't do that to him. Like first impressions are first impressions. And I think it's a wise thing. Like this is years later. This is a good 7, 8 years later. So like I'm saying more about it now than I ever did. And I think first impressions should be kept to ourselves, because I can guarantee your first impression is going to change. So don't open your mouth.
Yeah, that's true.
I will say, if you're talking to a family member or your friend about somebody that they're interested in or caring about or whatever, and they introduce you, don't tell them what you actually thought when you first met them. Don't do it, because they will never forget what you said. Like,
or if they break up, don't say it. You gotta
wait
for a while.
Wait for the replacement to show up and locate.
Unless you're like bashing your friend, because my friend was going through a divorce, and I was like, yeah, I saw that coming because you did not treat him well. I was like,
and I don't mean hide it from like the intimate conversations you have with your siblings or your friends, where they're really seriously asking you and talking to you one-on-one in an intimate conversation. I'm just talking about those casual remarks that we make, like when you're talking in a group and somebody says, "Oh, what do you think of so and so?" Just don't.
Yeah.
Okay, like
True.
because they're not going to forget it, and you will be held to those comments for the rest of the relationship. No matter how you change your mind, no matter how much more you get to know about the person and that you like them and you're getting along, you could become best friends with their new plus one, and they're still going to hold it over your head what you said in that very first time. I'm serious.
True. And if you're one of my friends, you'll be like, I'm going to point this out on a regular basis, what you said.
Mm-hmm. Oh, especially with my brothers, because boy, do they love, siblings love to dig at each other. And some friends, like, that kind of, a lot of times when we're, forming our friendships, we have sibling type relationships with our friends, don't we? Like we can pick at them, make fun of them, like take their worst fears and shove it in their face.
Yes. Well, and I always know I'm about to get hardcore bashed when one of my friends goes, "We love you."
If they
and I'm like, you're about to put the hammer down. Like
when they say "we love you," and you can hear the "but" before they even say it, right? It's like all of a sudden you're in jail and like the door clanging and everything, and you can hear the echoes because you're like,
I'm about to learn a hard truth about myself.
And there's nowhere for me to go. Like I'm stuck here. Like I gotta listen to this. Yeah, I know. I hear you. Oh gosh. But you got to respect those kind of relationships, like whether it's your sibling or your friend. I mean, I even had a relationship like that with a coworker who just like tell me like straight out, like never pulled any punches. And it was the kind of person you just knew you could say anything to and get good advice. They were a little bit older than me, but I went to them for everything when I was younger. Yeah.
Well, one of my friends, so I'm best friends with like a couple, best friends with him, best friends with her. All three of us are best friends. But he and I were having a fight one day, and he goes, "JuJu, you were really stressing me out." His wife and I still laugh about it. We'll be like, "You were really stressing me out."
But did he tell you about what? I hate when somebody says, "You're really, that's really getting to me," and I'm like, "What? What is that? What?"
Oh no, I knew what it was. We were having a fight about pins, actually, like big pins, where I was like, "Throw these away," and he's like, "They're good pins." I'm like, "They've been in a box in your basement for 10 years, so throw them out." And I was like, "If this is a fucking issue, I'll go up to the store and purchase a new pack for you that will work. Throw them away." We're cleaning out his basement.
Oh God, you know what? I have that problem. I have like I have so many pins, and then rather than go through them all, like I do periodically, you go through, and the ones that don't work, you just toss out, right?
Yep.
But I most likely will just get another holder to put more pins in.
Oh God.
Did you just like
Obviously I will not. I test all of the pins.
that would be now JuJu just added that to the list of first things to do when she gets to Claire's house, because she's got a list, and I know it. That she's like, we're gonna resolve this issue with her and that issue with her. Like, and she
Don't
said
invite
this,
me over. I'm
she's gonna
so
go
bossy. I'm so bossy.
She's
I'm
no,
like,
no.
this is not working. Like,
But you would go into my office, you would see 3 containers with pens in them, and you would go,
that's
Claire,
too many.
this
That's
is
unnecessary.
excessive. You would be like, Claire, this is excessive, and we're going to start here. Can we start here with the pens? Let's work on this. This is the process. This is how we do it. I'm like, okay. Like, because, like, yeah, I would need help. I need a pen intervention. I really do. I really do. But you
I'm
know,
your guy. Like,
you know how you can, like, when you have a good friendship with someone, whether it's a coworker, like, you don't even call them friends, but when you have that kind of relationship with someone where you can be like bare bones honest, you can literally tell by the way they breathe at you if you've gone too far, or you've hit a subject that's like, or you're annoying them. Like, cause like, yeah, I can. Like, there's a way somebody sighs, and I know that what that sighs means. That sigh actually means, Claire, that's enough of that. Exactly what
well,
it means.
I'm always told I do not have a poker voice. They're like, your voice gives you away.
I know,
Like,
me too. Like, you can't hide it, right? Like anything. Happy,
nothing.
sad, sarcasm, judgment. Somebody told me I breathe in judgment. Like, what's I went, what? They go, you have a, when somebody says something that you don't particularly, like, you think is just a little much, you have a way of breathing to let people know. I'm like, what? Like, what? My breath? Like, what? Do I snortle? Do I like make a noise? Like, nope. Just
You know what? I have certain words I use too. And then my friend told me that the other day. She goes, every time you say that, I know it means you think it's a dumb idea. And I'm like, what? No. I'm like, that's me just thinking it over in my head.
Kind of like the word cute, huh, JuJu? Like, when you don't know what to say.
I mean, it's interesting. I go, interesting. And she goes, that means you don't like it.
No, interesting is like cute. It's when you don't have anything to say, and that's the word you use. You see what I mean? So now when you hear
that means I have something to say and trying to formulate how to not say it like that's a stupid ass idea.
Yeah, like, careful, danger, danger, Will Robinson, like the robot.
I'm like, I don't want to just come right out and be like, no to that. Don't support it.
With those arms flailing all over the place, and that fake scenery from that show. Oh my god, I used to love watching it. Like, that's from Mystery Science Theater. Sometimes they play that stuff. Anyway.
They remade that show.
Oh, they did? Did they
yeah.
still have the robot all weird like that? Like, run around, danger, danger, Will Robinson.
Well, he does say danger, Will Robinson, but he doesn't have the flaily arms.
Oh man, the flaily arms were it. Like, that kind of,
I think it's on Netflix. Now he has like was it his face that had lights on it? And his lights would go different.
I have actually said this, dog. I have. Just hold up that red wine and say whatever, dude. Crack on. I do. I say whatever a lot, a little too often, and it's not really good. I really should stop. But now, JuJu, every time you say the word interesting.
Yeah, but you have to take it. See, I shouldn't have given away.
No, because now
give away my tell.
No, because I'm gonna go interesting, JuJu, and you're gonna go, God.
Well, I'll say it. So sometimes it means I'm thinking it through, because I'm like, it means I'm not immediately on board with whatever you said. I've got to ponder it.
I get it. Yeah. Crave, I don't know who the host is now. I just know that they're live on YouTube now all the time, and I catch little bits here and there, but I haven't paid attention to who's actually doing it.
YouTube suggested that to me the other day, but I was doing something and was like, speaking of YouTube, I went down a Bruce Rivers hole this morning.
Oh, so did I. Did you watch all of them? He did a bunch in a row.
He did do a whole bunch, and I did watch all of them, and
I did too.
love him. He's so good.
He's my mafia lawyer from Jersey. You know that, right? Like he
I
just
just love his like commentary on it because one, he says a lot of what you're already thinking. And then like when I watched the Diddy ones and he goes, yeah, and who's gonna what'd he say? He's like, who's gonna protect this guy? Nobody. I was like, yeah.
Yep. He did P. Diddy, he did Boone, and he did another one, and I can't remember which the other one was. Oh, I think it was the sheriff. I watched the sheriff, I watched P. Diddy, I watched Boone. He did a bunch. And anybody who wants to know like what is it actually like here on the East Coast, go watch him.
He's so good.
I don't know where he's from, but the epitome of how he presents himself is totally like right here, Jersey style. You know?
Yeah, I was trying to every once in a while I'll be like, I need to look up where he's from because I don't think he's on the East Coast. I think he's somewhere odd for him.
I know, but
like Minnesota or something, and you're like that.
Doesn't it give you the vibe like he could work for the mall? Like he actually knows what's going on. Let me just tell you that he's got this vibe about him. Like he knows the real deal. He knows what's going on. Like
I'll tell you, if I was in trouble, I would hire him in a second.
Right. He's got this conciliere air about him. Like, you know, that lawyer who wasn't in the mob but worked for the mob. Like, you know, like
yes.
And was protected, but he wasn't really in, like, you know.
He knows things.
Yeah, like Tom from The Godfather.
Yep.
Yes.
And he wears great suits.
Yep. And you don't have to be Italian to be the lawyer. Anyway, yes, he wears great suits. He just has these phrases. Every time he says these, I swear one day he's going to say Goomba and I'm going to fall out of my chair. I'm just waiting. Every show I wait for him to say it.
He does use some slang. And he I don't know, he had a phrase today where I was like, oh, I need to go back and listen to that again. His son, because his son helps him. And his son was like, remember what you used to tell me? And it was something about like, I don't know, it was something brilliant. And I'm like, oh, that's good advice. I need to consider that.
His son is getting a lot of airtime now. He's been thanking him and putting him on camera to thank him like, and everything. And they do the merch now. Like they're getting all like, you know, he used to say it all the time, a thank you every show because his son does the editing and the show. Like he actually brings the stuff to him because this guy does have an active lawyer practice. Like he's busy. But
his son's the one who finds all the videos and then is like, react to this.
Yep, he finds the case. He gives them a brief on it. Like he just like gives them like the scenario and then tells it and like shows them parts of the video. And it's all like that because without somebody like that, I don't think he'd have the time to do it. And it's great. And he thanks him every single time because that's like great. I wish.
In one of them I was watching today, like they clearly filmed them all in one day. And like Sarah Boone was on like the computer screen behind him, but he's on a different case. And then he's like, yeah, later we're going to talk about Sarah Boone. And I was like, yes.
Well, I do have a little tea to spill.
Yeah.
Is it okay? I mean, I don't want to get in trouble.
We'll see.
It's about your favorite case. I might get a pass for this one since you're
okay. Go on.
It's about Sarah Boone. Okay. So 2 days ago, we were just Googling around for the defense attorney on Mr. James Owens because I was looking into like there's been some sketchy things in the past with some of his cases. And I just wanted to get an idea of what to expect, like some things I could look at. And I noticed that he was not actually in good standing in the state of Florida with his law license.
Of course he wasn't.
And I'm like, wait a minute, we just had a motion hearing today, and your law license is coming up not in good standing. What does that mean? And I'm thinking, oh my God, we are going to actually get a delay in the trial. Like, because like that is a big problem. Okay. Anyway, don't panic, people. It's not going to do anything. He did resolve it. Well, here's the thing, JuJu, his dues for his licensing is only $295 for the year.
And he didn't pay it till now?
And he didn't pay it until now. And he had to pay a $50 late fee and $150 restoration fee. But it's all cleared up. It now shows up on the website that he's in good standing.
Do you think Sarah's fans paid for that?
No. And in all fairness, it could be that he paid it and they didn't credit him and he had to prove that he paid it. Who knows? All I know is like 2 days, 3 days before the trial, I look them up and it says not in good standing. And I was like, that's it, that's it. And then this morning, okay, today, 1 day before trial, this is Sunday. It's Sunday in Florida too. It's the eve of the trial, which starts tomorrow morning. And he filed motion in limine to get rid of some of the testimony, some of the statements that Sarah made in the interrogation that is actually now in evidence and he can't get out. So now he's picking out things that he doesn't want to be able to be said in court.
Well,
Now,
I mean, if it worked that way.
I know. So what I'm going to do is I'll get it. I'll get a good link for everybody. I'll put tonight, if you guys that like to read it, or early in the morning. And here's the other thing. I just want to give you a heads up. There is a tropical storm turning into a hurricane heading right for Florida again. Okay, right back to where it was. So we may have court or not have court. The stream I was going to use, they're not streaming it. Okay, they don't want to take the chance that it would get canceled, so they're streaming a different trial. But Law in Crime will probably have it, and I will share that one. I mean, if it's live, I'm going to use somebody's feed to bring it up. But we were going to do, remember Judge Kranick said they would do motions and then go on to jury selection. So because of this motion in limine, I know that has to be handled like right away. I don't know if they're going to do that first thing Monday morning, and whatever else was left to get done. But jury selection sometimes is done not in camera. So I will still go live every day and talk to you all, but I don't know how long we'll be there, because if they're not going to have the whole thing, we might as well shut down for the day and then just do an update, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Can you
Ouch.
What is that?
He said at this point he could probably convince me that hurricane is a stall tactic.
It could, you know what? I was trying to see if anybody, but like somebody said, could you imagine Sarah Boone's face if she found out that Henderson was the only attorney that could show up in court for her? Yeah, can you imagine? Henderson, yeah, he was the one with the bad audio.
Man.
Oh, it hits land on Wednesday. Okay, so hopefully we will actually be okay for tomorrow morning, which I'll be putting that stream up later. I've been working on it.
Of course, the freaking hurricane started her truck. Yeah, Sarah Boone.
Yep.
I mean, it's this case. You know, a person died. I think we've all forgotten that. I'm like, I don't know.
Hey, dog. May I shield? I guess so. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. What do you mean? I don't think it'll allow you to post a link, but you can talk about, you can anything you got going on, you can put in the chat. I don't mind at all. I don't. I don't know. I didn't want to turn it into true crime, but it is tomorrow morning, so we do, like, most of us are going to be there, like some of the same people. And I know, JuJu, it's one of your favorite cases.
I know. Well, and we haven't had a trial in so long, and I just love watching a trial with everyone.
Oh, and I've got two starting on the same day, because the Madeline Kingsbury homicide. Mr. Fravel, Adam Fravel, her baby daddy, is on trial for that murder, and that starts tomorrow too in Minnesota. And so I'm following that one also, but that one will just be updates because they're not going to allow cameras. The family weighed in against it, and the judge went with the family and is not allowing cameras in the court. So unless that changes, but we got two going on at the same time, actually.
Well, that's fun. But I just like being in chat with everyone. I mean, not that I can be there the whole time because, work and all, but but darn right, I purchased like new headphones and stuff. I'm like, I'm not missing a.
You're really prepared. Me, I'm just trying to work out my sleep schedule so I get up on time.
I know that's so hard for you.
It's but I think I have it all. I mean, I made it through the last trial. Like, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. If I could get through Daybell, I'm going to get through this one. It's going to be fine. And I'm actually really excited about this one. Like, I'm going to be live whether they say the court's closed tomorrow or not, because we'll just go over the motion, whatever. But I want to get into the habit of every morning, unless they tell me court is closed for the day, like doing the live, however long it stays. Is that in and so I do want to put it out there that those of you that like have been following the trial and have a lot to say and want to talk about it during the lunch, there's like usually an hour or so. If anybody wants to keep me company, let me know. I can't guarantee it every day because there are going to be some days that I got stuff going on that I'm just going to put that music on again, take a break.
Well,
myself.
I like when you put the music on because it, and I'm like, oh, good, because I can tell if I'm in the other room or whatever. I'm like, all right.
Well, I have some special treats because if it lets me play the music, like I have some original music from people that I would like to put out there. Like,
yeah,
I will be putting that out there. And so those of you who have already sent me original music and said I could do whatever, I'm going to do whatever. Like I took you at your word. And you're going to be part of the trial probably because I am now looking for all of the clips and everything to try to get everything ready for that to play during the breaks and stuff. Like just that one during the dinner, I mean, the lunch, is really long sometimes. Or if they decide to go into chambers, like we never know how long that's going to be. Well,
yes.
I just, the hardest part about a live trial is having something to talk about during the breaks. If you don't get to, like, when they come in, say 4 things, and then go into the judges' chambers to discuss something, like, I'm stuck there with nothing to say. Like,
I know.
For a half hour to 30 minutes. Although I will say that this defense team has left me lots of stuff to talk about. Like,
yes, they did.
Here and there. And it has really heated up the last couple of weeks with the filings. So there is plenty to talk about. Is that the case itself has such an interesting angle in the way that they charged it, in the way the defense is attacking the whole thing. So
I still think she was overcharged. I still think that. Because I don't think she intended.
But then when she wouldn't come clean to them about the drinking, like really, like if she was drunk, and then now she's trying to say she was because she was hungover the next day. And if she kept changing her story, I could see why they thought she was hiding something. And here's the thing. All right, I'm going to throw this out there. Like, I didn't mean to turn this into true crime, but I need you to think about this, JuJu. The interview with the roommate to the next door neighbor. Okay. There are 2 things that he said in there that I don't think nobody's talking about. Only one channel that I saw actually pointed it out and made it in big letters. That at 11 o'clock that night, a little after, they heard a lot of thumping and crashing. Thumping. JuJu, I said the word thumping, and like
as if something heavy fell down the stairs.
Or got dragged down the stairs. Yes.
Well, maybe the state's like, let's lay low on this, and at trial we'll be like, all right.
Well, it's in the timeline because what another YouTube channel had started talking about the timeline. So I actually was looking at what they said, was looking at what some other people said, and the documents, and I actually put a timeline together myself. Who she called, who he called, what was going on, and that timeline fits. Because that's after the calls all stopped and they stopped communicating with people. And the thumping and all of that coincides with the last phone call she made to Brian that night before she says she went upstairs to bed. Okay. And it was before the videos were made. So
do you think she drug him down the stairs or kicked him down the stairs?
I'm thinking they playing hide and seek, and then she just decided it would be funny, and she dragged him down the stairs, not thinking. I'm going to put it on record. I don't listen. Sarah Boone is not anybody I want in my life. Like if I would, okay, but I don't think she intended to kill George.
No, I don't think she realized.
It was not planned.
I don't think she realized he was in danger, even when he was in that suitcase saying, "I can't breathe." I think she was just like, "Suck it, asshole."
Off. She was trying to get back at him because they have a petty, contentious relationship. She had already started yakking at him when he was talking to his brother on the phone because they share the same phone. Okay, and she was like, "I'm gonna call my brother. Get off the phone." I like being like, anytime he had anything to do with anybody, she was like, no, me. So like she was already nitpicking with him and already like half bagged then, because like according to the testimony of the brother Juan, who said
Well,
it
he was
sounded like they were
obviously
already
drunk too.
talking.
He got in the suitcase.
Yeah, listen to this. I hear you, Wrecker. He says, I'm not saying I called it, but I called it. Yes, I hear you. I hear you. But anyway, the coming down of the stairs things is like after she already started drinking. So I really do think she thought it was funny. And she was trying to get at him. Okay, she was trying to make a point. So if he was in the suitcase, I can imagine she just then closed it all the way up on him and then dragged his ass down the stairs. And just like and I don't think she intended to, and I think that the head injury and that was due to all of that, and it could have contributed to how he died, especially if she then flipped it over or moved it in a certain way. If his head was at the bottom of that, when she like say you stood it up, because think of how tiny she is, right? She would have to like kind of stand it up, to disperse the weight. And if his head was at the bottom and his own body weight would have constricted his breathing and caused injuries and stuff to that shoulder and stuff like that,
Yeah.
So I do think, it is her actions that caused his death. There's no doubt about that. But intent is not there. But everybody, all the lawyers keep saying, well, you need intent for murder. No, you don't. Murder too. You just need to have disregard for life, knowing that there's something you could have done to intervene. That's why it's murder
she
too.
even had that. I think I truly don't think death was on her radar.
Yeah, but the point is, you don't have to know he's going to die. He has to be dying. You're right there. Somebody says, let me out. I can't breathe. And you go, ha, nope. Go to bed. I'm sorry. That fits the statute. Because her denying, because no matter how drunk she was, whatever, she made a decision not to let him out. That's evident. She got up off that couch. Now, if she had passed out and fell asleep on that couch and then this all happened, I'd be leaning towards it. But that woman got off that couch, went upstairs, and went to bed with her dogs. Got up and sat in that bed for an hour before she went down there to look for him. Okay. Her actions contributed greatly to his death. She's the only one.
Well, she laid in bed, but she did not know he was dead down there.
She knew he was still in his suitcase.
No, how did she know that? She didn't know that. He could have been sleeping on the couch.
She didn't let him out.
She knew he didn't come to bed. That's what she knew.
No, that's what she said. Listen, when you zip that suitcase, I don't care what anybody says. There's no way she knew he could get out of that suitcase. That is the bold-faced lie that she's telling the police. That is why she's charged with murder, honestly. There is no way to get out of that suitcase.
Bracket Couch, I am with you. Intent or not, what irks me is she's gone so far out of her way to avoid being held accountable. At this point, it might as well have been on purpose either way, in my opinion.
Exactly. Without the accepting of accountability,
I mean, she has an equal disregard for his life now.
I think that's how
she went down to the freaking station. She didn't care. She didn't inquire about. She didn't care he died.
No, and she's not even batted an eye about it. And I think that's going to come across to the jury. I think that's going to be the hardest part, because she does have to take the stand if she's taking battered spouse syndrome. It has to come from her, or it's hearsay. She has to talk about the situation between the two of them to use that defense. And I don't think she's going to come off good to the jury about it, because total disregard, because she didn't even mention anything about George. Everything was great until they said, oh, he had scratches. Oh, he had injuries. Then it was like, oh, he beats me. Oh, he does this. Oh, he does. Like, if you listen to the interviews, you can see, and I'm with you, intent or not. She's really gone out of her way to be unsympathetic. I feel terrible for the family. George does not get talked about enough, no matter what. And now they're going to be like trying George, kind of sort of about the abuse during this trial. And that's why I'm glad that when the state has actually put it forward. Well, if you're going to put that forward, we're bringing it all in too, because in every one of those incidences, we've got body cam and we have Sarah's statements. And Sarah, the real Sarah, is going to be in the courtroom. They're not going to let the Sarah that the defense wants everybody to see, be the only Sarah in the courtroom. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're bringing the real deal. Sarah's own words in everything she did. And that has to be really uncomfortable for Sarah, because I'm sure she has a lot of regret, you know, if she bothers to look. But you're right, Wrecker. If I meant when she got down to the bottom of the stairs, I didn't mean like her holding it up as she went down the stairs. I meant after she pushed it down the stairs or dragged it down the stairs, that if you got to the bottom, the first thing you do is pull it up. Do you know what I mean, JuJu? Because that would be a more comfortable position to decide what to do in. That's what I mean.
Yeah, but if you're, I don't know.
She's tiny, but you're drunk, so she could have just crouched and dragged it around the floor. But still, either way, going down those stairs could have also, just going down the stairs in the suitcase could have caused the injuries that he has. All of the injuries except for the scratch marks that she's saying was probably from sex, but everybody else says whenever Sarah went at him, he got scratch marks like that.
Well, and battered spouse doesn't work because he doesn't sound angry in that suitcase.
Mm-mm.
You know? So you'll be like,
well,
you can't say I'm afraid when he gets out, he's going to punch me. Well, obviously he's been squished into a ball for a while. So even if you unzip it, you got some time to get away from him.
You do. And let me expand on that statement. When they say battered spouse, that's the mental state she was in. But he's saying self-defense. So she had to feel imminent threat and danger. And they're saying battered spouse was actually her mental, like she wouldn't actually interpret that the way we would, that she would see danger where there wasn't danger because of her past experiences with George.
Did he watch the videos? Because she was not seeing danger.
She was not seeing danger. And that's the thing, because that's why I don't hear I hear people praising the defense for doing everything that they can and giving Sarah the trial she deserves, like a fair shot. And they really are trying very hard and doing the best. But some of the lawyers are saying it really looks like it's being driven by Sarah. And I have to agree. These attorneys are just doing the defense that Sarah wanted all along. And
yeah, for sure.
And I don't know if that's the best thing for her. We're not in that
It's not, but then she can't be mad at anyone else. They'll be like, we did what you said.
Mm-hmm.
And see, Craven is the one person, remember how I always said, I'm like, I think I could get her off. Craven's the guy I would need on the jury. I'm like, just need one person who gets it.
Yep. But I do, but I don't, like, they did try to negotiate deals, but Sarah could not. Like, you know what I mean?
Let her take herself down. That's what she's been doing since the beginning. So
exactly.
I have no fucking sympathy for her.
She is her own worst enemy. Actually, she really is.
Yeah, she is.
Yep. She's trying to tell them that she didn't know. Here's how I know it for sure. This really convinced me that she actually thinks she's the smartest person in the room, and she's pulling all the wool over all our eyes. Because when she said to the judge that she knows nothing about the law, she couldn't handle this pro se. She couldn't do any of it. And then we go back and look at her prison records, and from day one, she was pulling the law books and cases out. From day one, there are librarian receipts of the stuff she pulled out of there. Before she was pro se, before she was working on defense with any of her attorneys. Okay. So if that doesn't tell you, like don't tell me. And she also helped George every time with every legal situation he was in. She was right there with the law, doing the thing, doing what needed to be done. She's smarter than she's portraying. The sweet, innocent, I know nothing bumpkin thing from Florida is not flying. She's crafty. She knows. Look at those actual motions she filed.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's what I'm saying. She's an idiot, but she's not dumb.
Oh, she's an idiot for herself, but she's not dumb. She definitely not dumb. This is so sweet. Like, thank you so much, Doug. He says, help me with my show, Claire Bear. You had the sexiest and most unique voice on YouTube. Your voice alone demands respect. Man, dude, that dog, that's a very nice, like, I'm stuttering because that compliment was like so nice. Like, who doesn't want to hear something like that once in a while? Thank you very much.
Everyone.
All I can say is thank you. You actually took words away from me. Thank you. Wow.
Okay, and like
did you read this? I'll let you read this one.
I knew Sarah was in trouble when JuJu turned. I did turn. I turned hard. Because I still, yeah.
Mhm.
I'm not saying I defended her, but I thought there was a way out. And I still think, like, she could be halfway through her sentence by now. But she's too big an idiot. So let her take herself down.
Oh, thank you, Couch, for putting Deep State out there. I'm trying to find the other ones. We do a gaming show on Pip Parrot. I don't know where Pip Parrot is. That the name of the channel there, Doug? Dog. I'm sorry, Juju. I just want to do this for him to show first. Is Pip Parrot the name of the channel?
That's a good way to wrap it up too, because we're at the end.
Yeah, and then try Slim Living Cyborg, where we debunk nonsense.
Mippet got Slim Living.
Okay, thank you, Mippet. Okay, so I do go there. You're right, Dog. I go there regularly. I'm just looking for the other one. Is there a third one? Like, was the third one called Pipparat? Like, I don't see a YouTube channel called Pipparat. Is it a platform? Is it a different thing? Because Dog is like myself. We love to actually. Oh, do they have like 1,000? Is there? Wait a minute. Is there Let me just ask you a question, Dog. Is their channel a TARDIS logo? And it said, I think this is it. I'm going to put this channel link in here. This might be it. Check this for me, Dog. There, guys. I think I found it. Sorry about that, JuJu. I just want to, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, everybody on the bingo card, that's stroking the bear. Like, you can knock that one off like several times from that comment from Dog. That was a good comment. That was so flattering.
Real good.
That is so flattering. You can actually all use it tomorrow on True Crime if it appears.
It was so flattering. It took your voice away.
It did. It did. That doesn't happen often, does it? Yeah.
I know, but that's so nice. And now,
what woman doesn't want to be called sexy, unique, and then have the word respect in the same sense? Like, you don't get better than that.
That's true.
I mean,
true.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Yeah. Oh my. Yes, we need to, don't you? And this is not going to be 20 minutes. Nope. I already know what I'm going to say. I'll say mine first, and then I'll let you do it.
Okay.
You ready? So I was going to direct everybody to the channels that Mippet and Couch and myself have put there in the ones Dog are talking about. Please put them all, like, go and check them out. These smaller creators that are actually doing their best to bring some really good entertainment that isn't drama or any of that other stuff, and like interesting. And it might not be your cup of tea, but at least give it a try. I recommend everybody just give YouTube a little circle around, like a walkabout. Okay. We all need to take a little bit of a walkabout on YouTube because we get stuck, in our groove.
It's true.
You're
right. Absolutely right.
Right.
Like, and mix the algorithm up, get some new stuff, and then it's going to suggest other good stuff to you.
Yeah. Because I can't tell you, as a small creator, I can't tell you what it means when people actually engage with what you're doing, what you're actually spending your time working on and putting out there as a hobby, because they're out there and it really does mean something to them. No matter how casually they say it, it is a little personal. Like, you do want to see people liking and commenting or whatever. And not everything is everybody's cup of tea. And, that's just fine. But like, do a walkabout. Check out some of the smaller channels out there and some of the biggest stuff. Check, just every once in a while, whatever you can. Because I got to say, I'm having a great time. Wrecker has brought me to areas of YouTube I never knew existed. Okay.
I know. Isn't that fun? But you know what
Future.
else is fun is when you see someone you know over in a crazy area you've never even heard.
That you've never even heard of. And like we're watching more comedians, we're watching these crazy food stuff like just not true crime because I can get like too bogged down with the research and things like that, and just exploring a little bit out there. And then don't be afraid to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, but that number actually means something to YouTube. And then so therefore it does mean something to the creator. It really does. And you don't have to be there every week. You don't have to do anything. But just that little bit of encouragement will be the difference between somebody packing it in and not, And this I was one of those people that struggled like subscriber by subscriber for a long time. So I want to encourage people to just, venture out a little bit. Don't be afraid. It's really free to hit that button. You don't have to say you want notifications. You don't have to get bogged down. There's a setting in YouTube that says, don't send me emails about all these streams. Like, you can do it without, being hindered in any way, I'm afraid. But anyway, the other thing I wanted to say is Shenanigans is doing a Halloween, I think next week on Thursday. You guys, our mod, Mrs. Cassandra, has that channel with Carly and Grace over there. So check it out. And Mousy is doing morning relaxing fish tank, a little bit of talk here and there, and back to doing content again. So don't forget to go over there and check her out for some chill chat, and that's about it. I'm gonna leave it. Wait, there was one comment because I just saw my name that I'm gonna put up. Okay. I may make the bear stream her reactions to some of the videos I show her. Who would be? Oh my God. Record, that would be too much. You know how crazy I get with it. Like, can you imagine?
First of all, Record, I think that's a great idea.
But no filter reviews. Yeah, for you guys to do, but no filter reviews from the bear. Like, can you imagine what would fall out of my mouth?
I know. That's what we want to hear. That's why we're coming to that stream.
Oh, and then every day there'd be a pop quiz. How did Bear lose her channel? Like, every freaking day it would be a question mark on whether the channel showed up the next day. Oh my God.
All right. I'll let you use my channel. You can take out my channel if need be.
I think we'd have to start a new one. I would, and that's for all of you who did donate to me for the new computer, which Record did so much time and effort in putting together.
Yes.
It is on its way. It's been shipped. Yes, people.
It's en route.
It's en route. So if I can get it out of customs, because that's what we're waiting for, the customs note. If it actually gets there, we will be working on some new stuff. It'll be cool. I'm nervous and happy, but that's it. Okay, that's it for my goodbye. Wasn't 20 minutes. Hope I didn't disappoint you.
No, it was perfect. Perfect timing. So that's it. That's all we got.
That's it. So that's all she says. She said that's it. Oh, it's AIT. Mrs. Cassandra said her stream is AIT Halloween. It's going to be great. You guys get over there on Thursday because, Mrs. Cassandra always brings the mayhem. And we need mayhem in Halloween. Like you just do. Yeah.
That Snickers Dick Veins video was good. That was so funny.
It really was. But
and it would randomly pop into my head this weekend. I'd be like...
Nobody wanted to see my reaction to that first thing. No, you didn't. Or the one with the toilet, like the picture I brought up. No, you don't want to know what I said about that when I first saw it. No, you don't. Like, because I was
we
crazy.
Do. We absolutely do.
I was crazy enough on the stream. And just imagine unfiltered. Like that was filtered. That was actually.
I know. That's why we're looking for unfiltered.
Dog says, I'm now guessing a computer from Record is full of malware and hidden cameras. It could be. He's a menace. He's a menace.
I said it on Friday and I'll say it now. I support Record's form of menace.
His form
I
of
thoroughly
menace.
enjoy it.
Yeah. I can take it. I like when he's his genuine menace self.
Did you see? Of course you did. Those photos he took, those were amazing.
You know what? That's so much fun to go out there and do that. And okay, close your ears, Record. I'm going to get to say some really nice shit about you, and I don't. I want you to get too big a head. But he's really good at it. He's got a fantastic eye.
He really does.
He only put a small selection out there, but like there were so many little babies that he took pictures. And we even without the special lens, he'd been taking Pokiko. Oh my god, I can't say it again. There's a bird.
I mean, if he told me they were pictures from a magazine, I would believe
Pokiko?
that.
Yeah, but he like there's all these special birds in New Zealand that he was taking pictures of, and I was like looking stuff up to learn about them, and he was like, it was just so amazing. It's like, yeah, because we're like hanging out in a park 15,000 miles away from each other, but it was freaking phenomenal because it was great. It was just like just see those animals that close up, like little videos and stuff. Like
I know that
really,
little
really
duck
close.
face. Oh, it was cool.
It was. Oh, and there were swans. JuJu, little baby swans were so fuzzy. And over
Was
there,
that what he
like,
was, a little baby swan?
there are
Adorable.
I do actually like they are more common black swans in New Zealand than the white ones. You know how over here we have white ones galore?
Yeah.
They have the solid black ones, you know. It was so cute. It was just I love that little stuff. Yeah, they were black swans, exactly, not ducks. Yep, the babies. Yeah.
They're black swans.
And they're born all white and fuzzy like that. They were with the
I
little
know
black
that
feet.
little face. I mean,
Mhm.
I was very impressed. They were super cool, Wrecker.
Yep, Mrs. Cassandra, she got me saying phenomenal. And I say it like JuJu too. I go, phenomenal.
Is that how I say it?
You do. You say phenomenal with emphasis on the beginning of it. Like, get ready, because it was phenomenal. Like,
I don't even know I do that.
yeah, no, it's good. It's good. Yeah, it's a good thing. But anyway, not to go, oh, we're going to go over. Anyway,
All right. Yep.
Any last words?
Meep.
Meep, everybody.
See you guys tomorrow. Diversity birds.
Hold on.
I'm laughing at chat. That's a quality comment.
It is a quality comment. I'll let you get that one in. We're still not over. We got like 2 minutes, so I can push the button. Oh, Rocket Couch sent us out with the word moist. He's such a trooper. I love it. All right. Bye, everybody. For real this time.
Meet.
Meep. Okay.